Hi everybody, my name is Kushi Manjagoda and I am the museum's expert on health and medicine. And today I'll be talking about how medical advancements not only played a significant role in the Allied powers winning World War II, but impacted the standard of care long after the war. So during World War II, American medicine was already highly proficient, and these new proficiencies gave the American military and their allies a distinct advantage in saving lives. In the European theater alone, only 4% of injured American soldiers died, compared to the 10% of wounded German soldiers that perished. And today, I'm going to be talking about some of these war-winning advancements. So one of World War II's most important contributions was the mass production of antibiotics, especially sulfonylamides and penicillin. And for the first time, these miracle drugs were widely used to combat infections. And in World War II helped both of them become widespread. In 1928, when Scottish bacteriologist Alexander Fleming noticed a weird mold had taken over his petri dishes and eliminated the bacteria on them, his findings didn't get much notice. But Fleming continued his research and kept talking about what he called mold juice, which was his name for the penicillin. And he eventually ended up winning a Nobel Prize and attracted the attention of drug maker Pfizer, whose company soon began mass producing the drugs for distribution to medics during World War II and ultimately to doctors and hospitals across the country. Penicillin was mass produced in preparation for D-Day and saved countless lives in the war thereafter. While penicillin itself is still used today, it was also the precursor to the antibiotics we take today to keep simple infections from becoming life-threatening illnesses. In addition, in 1932, German biochemist Gerhard Johannes Paul Domack discovered that the compound sulfonilamide could kill deadly strains of bacteria, like the streptococcus in his lab mice, and in his first human subject test, who was actually his gravely ill daughter. And the wide distribution of these so-called sulfa drugs began when World War II soldiers carried powdered sulfonilamide in their first aid kits. And by the end of the war, doctors were routinely using these antibiotics to treat streptococcus, meningitis, and other infections. In addition, preventative medicine also played a part in saving thousands of lives on the battlefield. The military moved quickly to reduce the impact of malaria and other tropical diseases, and personnel trained in preventative medicine controlled malaria-spreading mosquitoes by spreading oil over breeding grounds and spraying DDT. Medicines against tropical diseases like malaria became critical for the United States to fight in tropical climates like the South Pacific. And pesticides like DDT played a critical role in killing mosquitoes, and therefore preventing the spread of diseases like typhus and malaria that had previously been more fatal in wars than battle wounds. Advances in combat surgery also saved countless lives. Surgical removal of dead or dying tissue, debridement, reduced the dangers of infection, as did the delayed closure of wounds. Surgeons skilled in orthopedics preserved limbs that in previous wars would have been amputated. Also, the science and technology of blood transfusions were also perfected during World War II, as was aviation medicine, which allowed people to fly safely at high altitudes for long periods. And this is actually what allows us to go on plane rides today. And studies of night vision, supplemental oxygen, and even crash helmets and safety belts emerged from this aviation medicine. World War II produced some truly remarkable advancements that are the pillars of healthcare and medicine even today. And these developments brought about revolutionary ideas that help shape our modern healthcare system. So thank you everyone for listening to the medical contributions of World War II, and please feel free to get in touch with me with any questions that you may have.